Are you getting hungry?
I am getting hungry.
3:25, time for some food. And we're getting into the mood for fall.
Absolutely. Grace Vallo of Tastefully Grace is joining us, and she is making an apple butter glazed roast chicken with fall vegetables, Kara.
That sounds so yummy. I love anything roasted.
Hey, Grace, how are you?
Hi, how are you guys doing?
We're so
First of all, I
hungry.
really want one of those box Halloween costumes.
they're
Those
so
are like
fun.
the coolest things ever.
So fun. So you're thinking outside the box with this great recipe.
Oh, yes. So it is almost Thanksgiving, which is really hard to believe. I can't believe time is just flying so fast. And I like to ease into the Thanksgiving mindset a little bit. And what better way to get ready for Turkey Day and roasting than making a roasted chicken with fall veggies. This has a nice apple glaze on the top. It happens to be one of my husband's favorite dishes. You got to please the husband. It's just so delicious.
Oh, it looks amazing.
So,
All right.
are you guys ready for this?
Yes, we are ready.
So it starts off with a whole chicken. You want to get an uncooked whole chicken in the grocery store. Pretend this is not roasted, just for the sake of the segment. And all you want to do is just season it generously with some salt and pepper. And you want to leave this just on the kitchen counter for about 30 minutes or so, just so it comes to room temperature. That's key. If you just stick a chicken in the oven from the fridge, all the juices drain out of it and it's going to cook unevenly, and you don't want that. So after the 30 minutes, then you're just going to stick your bird into the oven at 400 degrees for about 25 minutes. And while it's in the oven, we want to work on our roasted veggies. So I have some butternut squash here that's pre-cubed. You can actually just get it in the grocery store pre-cubed. You don't want to sit there and have to peel the squash and core it and do the whole thing. Just get it pre-cubed. And then I have some shallots. So I have some whole shallots here. And all I did was I just took the shallot, and you just want to take the peel right off the shallot by taking the ends off. And then you just want to make like a little cut. And then the skin just comes right off of it. And then you just pop it right into your bowl. That's it.
Excellent.
Okay.
And then I have apples. So this is an apple glazed roast chicken. And it's really nice to add apples into your roasted veggies. It's so good. They get really nice and soft. So I'm just going to cut into little slices. And then you want to take your big slices and you want to cut them into smaller slices, just like this. And then pop them right in the bowl. I have some pre-sliced ones. And then I have some whole little sliced up baby potatoes here.
Oh, wow, you got the whole kitchen.
And then I'm just going to stick right in my bowl. Lots of veggies.
Roasted veggies.
And then we want to add in a little bit of liquid just to dress our veggies. So the best thing to do, apple cider. Isn't that so cool?
Just
Coat those veggies
cider.
with apple cider, and it keeps the apples nice and green and the potatoes nice and fresh too, and not brown. And then I just want to add a little bit of olive oil in there. And I also like to add some fresh herbs. So I have just a pinch of rosemary, and you just run your fingers along the stalk just like this, and the little leaves fall right off. And then all you have to do, take a spoon and just mix all those ingredients together, coat them really nicely, and then you want to pop them all on your baking sheet with your chicken. So you can take it out of the oven if it's easier so you don't burn yourself. And then you just want to take actually all of the veggies. So you want to dump them on there along with those juices and spread them out on your baking sheet and let it roast for about another 25 minutes or so at 400 degrees. And the final step is, while the chicken and the veggies are in the oven, to work on a little glaze. So I have some apple butter. Have you guys ever had apple butter?
Yeah, it's very good.
I think at restaurants, but I've never made it.
Yeah, I've never made it myself. I've never made it. I mean, I've had it. It's delicious.
It's so good. It's like applesauce, but more concentrated, and that's actually what it is. They just cook down applesauce until it's nice and thick and rich and intense. And I like to add just a little bit of butter to the apple butter, and it's going to make a really nice, rich glaze. You can also just use a little bit of olive oil if you prefer. and then just a pinch of allspice. And allspice is kind of like one of those warm baking spices, but it's a little bit more peppery than cinnamon, and it's good for savory things. So we're just going to mix those all together, and then take a little basting brush, and you want to baste your chicken with that apple butter, and you want to use all of it. Be generous, and it's just going to get nice and brown in the oven and caramelized and amazing. And you can even just add a few little sage leaves to the top that are coated in olive oil, and that way they get nice and crispy too, and it just adds to that whole fall dimension. Just so delicious. And you end up with this amazing chicken right here. It's a one-pan dinner. Honestly, it is so delicious that you might even opt for roast chicken for Thanksgiving instead of a turkey. I'm telling you, it's so, so good.
So all the veggies go right on there. And then what temperature, how long?
Yeah, so it is at 400 degrees, and the whole thing takes about an hour and 10 minutes. But you want to start with the chicken for 25, add the veggies for another 25, and then the glaze at the end for about 15 or so.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so you do it in little series. All right.
Yeah, it looks delicious.
And you can just buy
Exactly.
the apple butter, right? You don't make it, you just buy apple butter?
Exactly. So all you need to do is just go, it's usually buy like the peanut butter and the jellies and all that in the grocery store. You want to get it unflavored. You don't want cinnamon in there or anything like that, because you're going to flavor it yourself. And that's it. You just brush it right on the chicken, and it makes the best glaze ever. Honestly, you could put it on a turkey too for Thanksgiving, and it would be just as good.
Wow.
Well, thank you, Grace. We appreciate it. It looks absolutely delicious. And again, you have to get back in the studio so we have lunch.
I know, right? And I don't know how I'm going to eat all of this. Eric needs to come down here, the husband.
Exactly. All right, we'll see you soon, Grace. Thank
Bye,
you.
Grace. You can follow her at
Thank you.
Tastefully
Bye.
Grace on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.